Hello! So today I'm going to talk about Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. So this is going to be quite hard to believe, as I am a massive fan of fantasy fiction. However, I have never ever read a single page of Brandon Sanderson's work. What? That's sacrilege! I know. Shame on me. And for those of you who might not know, Brandon Sanderson is extremely, and I mean extremely highly regarded in the world of fantasy. His fan base is absolutely insane. And you may ask why? Why, Andy, haven't you read a single page of his work? And I think it's the same reason that I haven't read any of Stephen King's Dark Tower books. There's just so many books, so much material, so many different side books, side series, different trilogies, 7-book long series runs, all based within some worlds, but all based within different worlds. Yeah, it's just quite overwhelming. And I must admit that I am a bit of an idiot, because I didn't realise that Brandon Sanderson had so many standalone books. But hey ho, you live and learn. And your follow-up question might be, okay Andy, you've decided to start Brandon Sanderson now, but why have you picked this book and not one of his more popular books, say like The Way of Kings, which seems to be universally regarded as kind of one of his best? And my answer to that question is quite simple. I am a sheep. I wanted to read a book from Brandon Sanderson's secret book project. I just wanted to be a part of it and check it all out. And for those of you who don't know, which I don't think is many people, Brandon Sanderson during COVID wrote 4, maybe 5 secret books. Books that he wanted to just keep for himself and his wife. But then he decided that he wanted to release them and make it a part of something for his fans. So he started a Kickstarter in which fans could, back the Kickstarter and get these beautiful hardback editions of these secret books. I could be wrong with some of the figures here, but I think the Kickstarter raised around $41 million, making it the largest Kickstarter backing ever. So yeah, I just wanted to check it out. So I picked up Tress of the Emerald Sea, a standalone book and the first book released from the Secret Book Project. So what's this book about? We follow Tress, a teenage girl who has grown up on an island in an emerald green ocean. She has had a simple upbringing filled with simple pleasures like collecting cups that sailors have brought her from faraway lands and listening to stories and tales from her friend Charlie. But when Charlie's father, the Duke, takes Charlie away to find a bride, disaster strikes. In order to save Charlie, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek a sorceress from the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates roam, Tress must leave her simple life behind, finding her own way and sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death. It's a coming-of-age story, it's a love story, and it is absolutely jam-packed, and I mean jam-packed to the gills with fun and adventure. It is also jam-packed with wit and whimsy. It's a fairy tale. Imagine the book or film The Princess Bride smashed together with the humour of Terry Pratchett, and that's this book. I think this book definitely falls into that YA category, but just like an excellent Pixar film, this book is fun for all the family. Just like The Princess Bride, you can be any age and watch that film and just fall in love with how silly, whimsical, witty and funny it is. Kids and adults are really going to enjoy this one. 20 pages into reading this one, and I just wanted to be reading it to my nieces. That's the vibe. So much magic, adventure, and just really fun, quirky characters. It really is quite joyous. So what did I like, and what didn't I like? What I liked. I loved the writing. But oh boy, Brandon Sanderson, how to describe his writing style. It's extremely direct and to the point, which allows you very quick access to the plot and the characters. It is so stripped back that at first glance you would probably be like, wow, this is really basic. But then you start to look at his sentence structuring, what he chooses to include, the way that he layers, these quick, sharp observations that tell you so much. Yeah, it really is a thing of beauty. So to repeat myself, I loved the way that this book was written and structured, short chapters that really suit the adventure fairy tale vibe. The pacing is also solid all the way through. I mean, it moves at breakneck speed. And I think I've discovered from this one book Brandon Sanderson's superpower. He is able to world build in excruciatingly fine detail without ever letting it feel like you are being info dumped, like everything is just being told to you. Brandon Sanderson's superpower from this one book I've read alone is that he is able to build extensive, massive worlds, yet he keeps us with the character, he keeps us with the plot, he keeps the pace moving. That is amazing. It's also got really good twists that I didn't see coming. I loved all of the characters in this book. I love the way it was narrated and who was narrating it, but I can't really tell you too many details on that for spoilers. Tress is just a great protagonist. She is flaws, and those flaws do definitely get her into trouble and advance the plot and her relationship with the characters around her. And also her dialogue felt real to her age. At no point did I ever feel like this was an adult writing a child. Yeah, she just felt her age, and that is a mark of a great character. I really want to smash out a massive list of all the quirky characters, what makes them who they are, all the different and surprising and creative things that happen to Tress along the way, because I know that would entice you in, but I just can't bring myself to spoil it. And lastly, this book is really, really funny. There is a lot of wit. Now, not all of the jokes landed. I would say probably about 70% of the jokes landed, but I think if you are a younger reader, then most likely 100% of the jokes are going to land. It's fun, everybody. It's just fun. It's the type of book that makes you remember what got you into reading when you were younger. What didn't I like? Only one thing. This book is written in a way that feels quite YA. It is very accessible. However, there are sections in the book where Tress is going into detail about spores and cannonballs and the mechanics of making that work and the things that she's building. Yet again, I can't go into too many details for spoilers, but those things got pretty technical that I think would go straight over a younger person's head, / a younger person might just check out at those points. And far be it for me to say what a younger person might or might not be interested in, that is just me assuming. But it was a part of myself that felt like these sections, we need this detail, but compared to the pacing and the fantastic rhythms of everything else all the way throughout, this is the only moment where I felt like it spent a bit too much time on one thing. I got it. I like the detail, let's move on, but it just went one step further. Some people will love this about it. For me, it didn't quite match with everything else, and everything else was fantastic. But that's it for my personal dislikes. Some people could say that this book relies a little bit too heavily on traditional tropes, especially when it comes to the pirates, etc. But I didn't have that problem. I'll point it out because it really does. Like everything that's happening, the tropes and the rhythms and the adventure and the build, we've seen them all before. But when they are being delivered with such excellent prose, such wonderful pacing, I just don't care. Do things that have been done before, but if you can do them amazingly, I'm in. I do want to stress though, for people who follow this channel and are big fans of literary fiction, this is not a book made solely for adults. It is a book that is made for all ages. It's made for adults who want to get lost in that memory of being swept away on an epic adventure, and it's made for new readers who are willing to get lost in the witty and playful creativity all the way through. If you are the type of reader who feels like that part of your reading experience is in the past and you don't need to return to it, you want books that are purely of an adult form, then for any of my literary fiction fans who follow this channel, this book isn't for you. But I would say, if anyone out there who absolutely adores literary fiction is looking for something to maybe just, I don't know, just a bit of a palate cleanser, a book that's a little bit different, then I would highly recommend this. For any of my readers out there who have children or grandchildren and you're looking for something new to read and possibly to read to them, this book is a must. There's a part of me that was going to give this book 4.5 stars out of 5, that half star being lost for the reasons I mentioned in my dislikes. However, I can't get out of my head how much I just want to go online, spend the extortionate amount of money on the limited edition hardback and read it to my nieces. And any book that is making me want to do that is surely 5 stars out of 5. So I may change my mind in the future, but for right now, I'm going to give this book 5 stars out of 5. It was fantastic. And I think I'm going to commit to this book project and read all of Brandon Sanderson's secret books because his writing style is just my cup of tea. I don't know how you write something that feels so simple, yet it is so utterly refined and technically brilliant. He's really good, everybody. He's really, really good. So have you read this book and what did you think about it? Did you love it or did you hate it? Please let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all for watching and I will catch you all on the next one.